So we'll talk about making a big impact. In 2010, as a police officer, I was running into this problem. I was taking reports from people about phone harassment quite frequently. And texting had really caught on in our culture. And there was no law in the state of Kansas that addressed harassing texts. There was a law that addressed harassing phone calls, but it didn't say anywhere in the law about texts. And so I would charge people with harassing, with telephone harassment when they were sending harassing texts, and it wouldn't meet the requirements of that statute, and so those people would not get prosecuted. Those cases got dismissed. And this had gone on for several years in my career, since the early 2000s. And finally in 2010, I thought, you know what? Shot in the dark. I doubt I'll ever hear anything back. I doubt anything will come of it. But if this is a problem for me as a police officer, this has got to be a problem across the entire state of Kansas. These cases getting dismissed. And so, on a whim, on faith, I sent a personal email to my area senator, Senator Tom Holland. And I explained the problem to him as concisely as I could and tried to communicate how I believe this was an urgent problem. And I thought, you know, I'm probably going to get some sort of courtesy dismissal email from one of his office staff. Well, much to my surprise and to my delight, Senator Holland personally emailed me back with a lengthy email, provided me his cell phone number, asked me to call him so we could discuss the problem further and meet in his office in Topeka, Kansas in the Capitol building. So I followed up, and I did it. And he really grabbed onto this, and we actually went to, we submitted Senate Bill 471 or something like that. The first time around in 2010, we submitted a Senate bill where I requested that the law be changed, and I wrote out a long narrative, submitted a report, and Senator Holland presented it before the Kansas Senate, and it didn't go through. We tried again in 2011, and he thought it would have more impact if in 2011 I came to the Capitol building and testified in person before the Senate Judiciary Committee. And so I have a letter here dated February 7th, 2011 from the State of Kansas Senate Chamber, written by my friend, Senator Tom Holland, and he basically introduces me personally to the Kansas Senate Judiciary Committee, and I testified personally, and I was able to garner the support of the Kansas Peace Officers Association, the Kansas Fraternal Order of Police, and several other key members of legislature, and we got Senate Bill 55 passed in Kansas in 2011. So if you Google Adam Doran, Officer Adam Doran, Senator Tom Holland, Senate Bill 55, you will find my handwritten testimony, which I testified from, actually not handwritten, typewritten testimony, which I testified from on the floor at the Senate Judiciary Committee. Quite an intimidating experience. Quite a cool experience that I get to now tell that story over and over again. And I personally was responsible, with the help of some key members, to get the law in the state of Kansas changed. Now, that was a big impact because one person decided, hey, this is an issue that needs solving, this is a problem that needs solving, and didn't just dismiss the idea because it seemed like way too far off of a possibility. See, that's the key. A lot of people come up with fantastic, earth-shattering, life-changing ideas that would make a huge impact and change the world for the better and cause a lot of other people's lives to be better and solve a lot of other people's problems, but they don't execute. They don't pull the trigger. They don't do anything with the idea. Now, with every impossible seeming idea that you pursue, you're not guaranteed success. As a matter of fact, the vast majority of the times, you will fail. You won't achieve what you hope to. But if you never start, if you never pursue any of those ideas, it is certain that you will fail and that the idea will never carry through and no impact will be had. So my point to this is, there's something, maybe several somethings that you've thought of. There are ideas that you have, ways that you could potentially cause a massive impact. Are you sitting on your hands or are you going forward? Don't worry about the odds. Don't worry about how impossible it seems. You have to go forward, and that will set you apart from like 99% of people. Okay? I don't know what the exact stat is. Maybe it's 90, 95%. But from the vast majority of people, if you will just simply act on the idea, just take action. And that is the key to making a big impact. Just act. Just do it. Just move forward. And you never know. You might find yourself in the state capitol building on the Senate floor testifying before the state Senate, as from my story as example. But hey guys, it applies to anything in life. Anything in life. If you have an idea and you know you can make an impact, go for it. If it's important to you, if you're passionate about it, go for it. There's other people out there, but they were too scared to go after the idea. You know what I mean? There's other people, but they just, you can't just use it as an excuse. Oh, somebody else has already thought of that. Well, sure they have. There are very few things that are new under the sun, but most people just aren't willing to risk failure, to take action, and to go after making a big impact. So you be the one. You be the one.